The way we met's a long story.
And like we're jamming.
Oh my god.
What does she answer? Because I want to know her answer. It's like a cheat. I've never.
I can't tell you the answer.
Google was my friend in high school, so I cheated throughout the whole way. Is it recording?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
The light on.
Yes.
Okay, Jose and I first met back in 2006 when I was 16 and he was about 17 years old. It was right after Halloween, and I had just started a new job at Incredible Pizza, and he had already been there, I guess, for a few months.
A coworker of mine, Armando, let me know, hey, did you see the new girl? So of course I didn't, but he goes, she's somewhere around here, so I went looking.
It was my first week there, and I didn't know anybody, and I was walking around, and he approached me to introduce himself and said,
hey, I'm Jose. You know, trying to be like, oh, I've been working here for a while now.
I told him I was Christy, and he asked me, well, how old are you, Christy? And I said, oh, I'm 16, and I'll be 17. Or he asked to see my ID. So I pulled my ID out, and I showed him, so you see, I really am. I was born in 1989, and he said, well, what year were you born? He goes, 1989. And I go, no way. So he pulled out his ID and showed me, and he had this huge afro in his ID picture. And he told me, well, I'm from Jersey. I've only been here for a couple of years. And I was like, Jersey? And I was like, well, I'm a Texas girl. I just said that he asked me for a cup of coffee. I was like, coffee? I was like, no, it's coffee. It's not coffee. And then he asked me if he could call me, or call me, if he could call me. And I was like, you can't call me, you can call me. Anyway, that's how we got to talking, because we kind of laughed about it, as we would always laugh about the most stupidest things, and about him being from Jersey and me being from Texas.
Oh, that was it. But since then, I knew I wanted to speak to her again and get to know her.
Okay, so my first impression of Jose, I just remember his big afro.
The first impression I had of Christy was just really nice, energetic. You can tell she was really genuine.
I don't know why he had an afro. I don't know if we thought he was back in the 70s. I don't know why he had an afro. But he had this big, huge, curly afro.
As I got to know her, though, I found out her evil side now. But she was always been a great-hearted person, and I knew that from day one.
To be honest, he probably wasn't my type, but I really think that I saw past the afro and just fell in love with his sense of humor, because he could just make me laugh on the drop of a dime.
She was really attentive, really loving, really just thoughtful, and that's one of the better qualities that I love about her today. She hasn't changed since day one, and I love it.
My first date with Jose, I have to say it really wasn't much of a date at all. I just remember it was after school. He took me to this local fast food restaurant.
We went to a really fancy place. It's right off Highway 6, Taco Cabana.
I went inside and sat down, and we ordered some food.
I let her get whatever she wanted, any sides she wanted to. And
I just remember me being so hungry, but I didn't want to eat in front of him because he wasn't eating.
the way it went is we all know how Sandra is. Sorry, Sandra. She's very protective of her, so I think we got a bunch of calls or texts from her just to see how she was. We were just talking and conversing, and it was great. When she had to leave, we went outside, and her mother pulled right up. I got introduced to her, and we spoke a little bit, and we went on our way.
Guess didn't want to make a mess of ourselves.
Taco Cabana, really fancy place for your first date.
Our first kiss, honestly, I don't really remember. Jose's probably gonna kill me.
And so long ago, I really don't remember it. Not that it wasn't great, I promise you it was. She probably doesn't remember it either.
You should know that Jose and I have been together almost 8 years, so that's a long time ago. If I do recall, I think I do remember I was coming home late from a date, and we were sitting in front of my house.
And I was in my first car, my Honda Accord, and I think it didn't even have a radio working at this time, so I had like an iPod with like some headphones on the rear view mirror, and we were just listening to music and hanging out. And
I think he had leaned over to give me a kiss.
it was definitely spontaneous. Well, probably spontaneous for her, planned for me, probably for a few weeks.
So one of the biggest things wasn't the kiss, but the fact that we were so like a new couple. Him grabbing me and doing this like shake thing, and I'm gonna do it, so I'm probably gonna laugh, but he went like this, and he shook me.
I could say it was great from what I remember.
And I just remember getting out of the car and thinking like, this guy is crazy. But till this day, he still does that shake like this, and he hugs me, but it's the cutest thing ever. So it's not that I don't remember our first kiss, but I will always remember that part. And I thought he was the weirdest person ever, but now I just love that. And so whenever he doesn't do it now, 8 years later, I'll ask him like, can you please do a little shake? Because I miss that.
Obviously, it worked out. Just because we're here today.
So when I first realized that I love Jose hates this and will never let it go, because I opened my big mouth a few years ago and I told him that I didn't really fall in love with him until I think 6 months after.
Definitely in the beginning stages of the relationship. It was definitely different because going to different high schools and stuff, we didn't get to see each other as much.
At that age, you really don't know, I guess, what true love is. I just remember him telling me after 3 weeks, I think it was, that he loved me. And I don't know if I said it or not, but I just know that I really, truly didn't feel it until maybe 6 months afterwards.
Working with each other and seeing each other every evening or every weekend definitely made it a lot easier to be around her, to be talking to her. We talked every night. Her mom would always ask her, you know, who are you on the phone with? Because she would always be cracking up, and she's very easy to fall in love with. She doesn't make it hard.
Probably either my senior year around prom time, or maybe my early years of college when you start to mature. And I think by that time we had been together for about 2 or 3 years, and I was approaching my early 20s.
When I knew I wanted to be married to Christy, it had to have been a long time ago. Maybe 20, 21.
Things were starting to get a little more serious, and just the driving back and forth from each other's house, and just being apart from each other, I think, was just getting harder and harder.
I definitely knew in our early 20s, or my early 20s, that this is someone I want to spend the rest of my life with.
We had already been just doing things together that I just didn't want to start over again. I just couldn't imagine my life without him. So I would say probably after the 3-year mark is when I realized, okay, I really want to be with this guy for the rest of my life.
Oh my baby, I'm trying.
Yeah, the way Jose proposed to me was about 18 months ago.
I was thinking for proposals, you know, where should I do it? Should I have it at the apartment? And I almost did. I don't even know if I told her about this, but it was almost a proposal at the apartment, which I think she would have hated if I went through with it. But I said no, and it was almost all set up. And I took it apart, and then she came home, and I was like, oh hey, how are you? And basically aborted that mission.
We had already been together 7 years, and I was really getting tired of waiting for him to come to his senses and realize that he wanted to be with me forever. And my hair had already grown out long past my mid-back, and I just remember trying to send hints to him, and I had told him, well, I guess I'm going to cut my hair since I have no reason to keep it long, meaning that I had no reason to keep my hair long for the wedding. And I said, right? I really don't have a reason to keep it long, right? And I just remember him saying, no, not really. Cut it if you want. And I went and chopped my hair off like to my shoulders, and I was so mad at him.
I thought of a more thoughtful way and something that, you know, means more to her, and definitely being out in nature and definitely in beautiful places is somewhere where she wanted to be. So I took her to Austin, and we went to Botanical Gardens, and we went down this dirt path where I wanted it to be secluded as possible. We finally saw this one place. It was a dried up creek, and
It was beautiful, and there was this beautiful arch that was made by these trees, and he told me to go stand over there so I could take a picture.
so I had her set up about 20 feet away or 30 feet away from where the camera was, and I was over here trying to prop it to make the angle look good. But really, I was trying to fumble in this ring, this box that I had in my bag.
And I said, yeah, well, come over here and take a picture with me. And so he said, well, let me set the timer on my camera, because he's going to sit it down and then run back to the picture and take the picture with me.
So I set up the camera, I tried to run quick, and I made a video. And when I got up there, she
I
was
was like, hurry up, we have 10 seconds, hurry!
I was just staring at her and trying to get her attention. All she was focused on was that picture that was about to take in 10 seconds, or so she thought it was a picture.
And he got down on his knee and proposed to me. And that's when I realized, oh, wait a minute, okay, I can't be mad at him because this is actually it. This is the moment.
Professed my love to her as many times as I ever did, but this time it was something definitely completely special because it was a huge step in our lives, and this is something I definitely wanted her to love and be happy with. So
after I cleared my head and said, okay, I can't be mad at him, I said yes. So my favorite things about Jose, the physical part of him, I love. He has like this little mole right here, right a little below his, he has 2 dimples.
what I like about her most is definitely her smile.
I just love it. I think it's the cutest thing, and he knows that I love it. I'll just like pinch it and like, can I have this mole?
She could bring me instant happiness as soon as she smiles to me. I could be having a horrible day. Just her smiling and knowing that she's happy makes me happy.
I love that part about him, but the absolute most favorite thing about him is the way that he always makes me laugh. He is the most positive person, literally, that I know. He always just knows how to take the negative out of my day and just always make it into a positive. I don't think I've ever seen a guy be as silly as him, and anybody who knows him knows that he just is a jokester and just is always laughing or making other people laugh, and that's what I love about him. And I think that our relationship wouldn't be where it is if he didn't have such a great sense of humor.
She's just a very beautiful person inside and out, and that's what makes me the luckiest person here.
What I enjoyed most about Jose and I engagement is the love and support of all of our family and all of our friends.
Seeing it come together has definitely been one of my favorite things. Her vision on everything is amazing. So putting it all together and then seeing it all come close to the day has definitely been my favorite parts. A big change during our engagement has definitely been the aspect of religion and us getting closer to God and praying and definitely becoming unified towards taking the steps towards marriage.
This has been a really great new experience together. This is something that we'll always look back on because we've been engaged for 18 months. We've really had the time to take it easy and enjoy it. It's been really peaceful, and our love has definitely grown to different levels. So what I am looking forward to after the wedding and being married, I think is maturing together and even having children soon, maybe in a couple of years.
Becoming a family. We already have a little one. Her name is Molly. She's about 6, 7 now, but definitely having children and growing into a bigger family.
Growing together and sharing these different experiences, like our first home or our first child.
I definitely want to travel and explore more. I want to be more worldly, especially with her. Traveling to different places already, how I have been. I've seen so many things and learned so many things, and I want to experience that with her and definitely within our marriage.
And being a good wife, I think, and him being a great husband. That's what I'm most looking forward to.
just having fun together and keeping the youth in the marriage is definitely something I look forward to. And I don't think I'll ever change. I'll be pulling pranks on her when I'm 58 or 72. It doesn't matter. I'll still be the same. And I think that's something she looks forward to, I hope.